Hey everyone, welcome to a Tech Decisions video Q&A with David Smith of Lencore. David, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Jonathan. Happy to be here.
Yeah, happy to have you here. So right off the bat, Lencore does a lot of sound masking solutions. Where do sound masking solutions make the most sense to implement for our audience members that might not know?
Yeah, a good question. Sort of a general rule is that, we're looking at open office environments, call center types of applications, anywhere you're really trying to create some speech privacy, as well as to really create a different environment within that space. And so sound masking, people buy it with the intention of creating speech privacy within their space in order to really drive productivity, right? From an end user standpoint, that's what they want to get out of their employees. But it also has this added benefit of creating a more comfortable environment. And so when you introduce speech privacy into a space, you can get your heads down work done. You can still have conversations directly while not distracting those that are around you. And so that's really sort of the overall intention when it comes to a sound masking system. And like I said, when you look at the applications that are out there, you've seen a lot of change in design, and who knows when you come back from COVID, how designs are going to change again within the workplace. But really, you want to put sound masking where the ears are. Because again, what you're trying to do is not create a cone of silence. You're actually introducing noise into a space in order to create that speech privacy. You want to reduce the distractions that go on around you. And so that's really the intention of sound masking. So for any user that might be out there, what they want to look for is, do employees feel like their space is noisy? Is a person working on the bench or the desk, or even if they're still in a cubicle, do they feel like they're being distracted by conversations around them? And that's where you want to introduce sound masking.
Yeah, and for our audience members, a lot of times for sound masking solutions, they're going to be working with an AV integration firm. What makes Lencore sound masking solutions different or stand out from competitors of yours?
Yeah, where we really feel we have a distinct competitive advantage is really the comfort of our sound. And so, again, if you're trying to create an environment where you want employees to stay and be productive and retain them, quite frankly, you want to create a place that they want to go work at. Again, speech privacy really can be created by any type of system that's out there. What you do is you raise the ambient background noise level just above indirect speech levels, and that's about 47, 48 decibels. And you could do that with a lawnmower or a leaf blower, right? But it's not going to be a very comfortable environment. And so Lencore really distinguishes itself because of the comfort of our sound. And there's a lot of components that go into it, and probably the most important one is we offer a full broadband spectrum of sound. And so, in the industry, and we don't get offended by it, but in the industry, people refer to sound masking a lot as white noise. That's partially right. You need certain frequencies from the white noise spectrum in order to mask or cover up human speech frequencies, but it's not very comfortable. And so what we do is we actually add in layers of, for lack of a better term, pink noise. And that's like adding bass to your music. So if you were to just listen to music with just the treble, it's going to sound funky. It's not going to be a great noise. But if you introduce that bass, which essentially is what pink noise is, you're going to get a more comfortable sound. And so there are other components like wraparound times and uniformity of that sound, as well as tuning flexibility, and also sort of the randomness of your noise sources, right? So all of those things combined really help create a more comfortable sound. And it's something we've been, mastering and perfecting for over 30 years. So really that's the area that Lencore would stand out just from a noise standpoint.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Lencore has a long history in this space, but you guys were recently acquired by Emis. What does this mean for your customers, and what does it mean for the future of Lencore?
Yeah, it's actually really exciting. And so we were purchased by not a PE, not a private equity firm. We were bought by a strategic firm who really was looking at the work environment, and they said, how do we best leverage the talents that we have, as well as find an organization that we can help take to the next level. And EMIS is an organization who's gone in and out of sort of the radio industry. They've owned the Seattle Mariners at one point. They've really invested in a bunch of different businesses, and they essentially came along with a team and identified Lencore as an organization that really was fit for growth. We've kept our entire management in place, which has been awesome. And, we're really looking to add some additional resources as well as some, areas of expertise where we've not necessarily had those resources in the past. And so the future is extremely bright for Lencore. We're really excited about, identifying greater, market penetration opportunities. And continuing to advance our business. And so, the expectation is that, Lencore's really been known as an innovative player. We've focused on innovation from a product standpoint for really the past 3 decades, but we're really now introducing sort of that layer of customer experience. And so you're gonna continue to see that innovation, but we're really adding on, the ability to better communicate with our customers, help them understand, the product offering, delivery, technical support if it's required. The expectation right now is to elevate, that level of customer experience. And so from an acquisition standpoint, we're tremendously excited, and we believe the industry will be as well.
Yeah, I know at Tech Decisions, we're excited to see what happens with Lencore moving forward as well. But if anyone from our audience wants to learn more about you guys and get in touch, how can they find you?
Yeah, I mean, the easiest way, obviously, is to go to lencore.com. That's really going to be your ability to identify, whether it's email, whether it's a phone call. That's essentially the best way to reach us. When you reach out to, info@lencore.com, or if you call our main number, which is 516-682-9292, you're going to get somebody who's going to direct you to the right person within our organization to help you with whatever your needs might be.
Awesome. Well, I encourage everyone to check that out. David Smith of Lencore, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Jonathan. I really appreciate it.